right there at home plate, whether you're at the plate hitting the home runs that you are, or behind the plate, it takes a certain mentality to be good at both of those things. What do you think leads to all this success?
I think just being really present in the moment. Doesn't really matter who we're playing or who's on the mound. Just having that same kind of focus and taking each pitch at a time, and just trying to build off what we've done as a team each week.
You got to sort of be a psychiatrist too. Pitchers, not all of them, right? But you got to be there mentally, physically. Do you like that role pretty much?
Yeah, no doubt. I think I've really enjoyed this year, like especially taking mound visits when we kind of get into a jam, and just going out there and calming the pitcher down, kind of talking them through the situation, because not only does it help them, but I think it helps me kind of just talk it out and what our plan is to attack that guy.
What's the takeaway from Tuesday and just the plan moving forward, just to flush it and move on to the next, or how much are you going to use that as a learning lesson?
Yeah, I think it's exactly like you said. You got to flush it and move on. Obviously, that's a tough loss. Creighton's got a good ball club this year, and we're excited to get to play them another 2 times. And I think we're just looking forward to that, and definitely just focused on this weekend right now.
What do you think of your jump in RBIs from last year to this year? Do you credit that to your teammates, or where does that come from?
Yeah, I would definitely credit it to my teammates. Being in the 5-hole is a great part in the order to get a lot of RBIs, and just when I come up in those kind of situations, I'm just trying to execute for the team.
What stands out to you about Sears when he's out there?
Definitely just his attack, his mentality out there. I can tell like it kind of gets hitters on their heels, how convicted he is in every pitch, and it's really fun to work with him, and he's always filling up the zone and makes my life pretty easy back there.
You had about 6 different guys record saves this year, 12 saves on the year compared to 11 last year. What's your role in those situations, late in games, and where do you think the success of back-end bullpen guys, where does that come from?
I think the biggest thing is just having trust for each guy. Every guy that takes the ball is, like, we know that they're prepared and they're ready for the situation, and yeah, just having total, complete trust in every guy that takes them out in those big spots, that they're going to get the job done.
Big series this weekend. Any conference series is huge, but this one seems to have a little more bite to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think we're just going to take every game, like every game, one game at a time, and just focus on trying to get 3 wins.
How hard is it, in your opinion, to get a conference sweep or a conference or a road series like you did last weekend?
Well, it's never easy. I think the Big Ten is really moving in the right direction. It's a pretty good conference, especially this year, and I think as long as we just stick to what we're all about, which is playing hard, fast, and loose, I think we're going to be just fine.
We ask a lot of pitchers about Rob Childress' effect on their game. From your perspective, what has Rob Childress' impact been on the pitching staff?
Well, I talked about trust a little earlier. I think that's the biggest thing I've noticed, is just how much the pitchers have trust in him. And, when he comes out to give like a little mound visit, when things start to go sideways, he really does a phenomenal job just calming them down and kind of coming up with a game plan to get the next hitter. And that's the biggest thing that I've seen.
What kind of impact has he had in just controlling your opponent's run game? I mean, you haven't had many steals against you guys this year. What role does he play?
That's something we work on a lot in practice, is holds and picks. We take care of it in the scouting meetings beforehand if we know a team's going to run a lot, and I think just shutting down the run game is how you eliminate big innings, and I'd say we've done a pretty good job of that this year.
He's calling pitches out there.
Yep.
Are you kind of know what's coming, or does he throw you some curveballs too on even some of those?
I mean, I would say he does a really good job calling pitches. Some spots, I think there's been times where I wasn't so sure about a pitch, and then it works, and I'm like, wow, he's really good.